I am doing a special sketchbook tour today. I mentioned in a recent video that I had done a specific sketchbook series project for my mother because she has been in the hospital for about 5 weeks now dealing with diabetic issues. And it's we did almost lose my mom. She almost left us. So I've been kind of dealing with everything in my own way. And what I decided to do was do a drawing for every single day that my mom was in the ICU, the intensive care unit at the hospital. She was there for a total of 11 days, so there are 11 drawings. And I tried to show different parts of my mom, different aspects of who she is, and different memories I have of her, things that make her special to me. And I tried to show those things in each drawing. So they're little cartoony pictures. They're not full-on portraits like my normal style, but yeah, I wanted to share them with you in a very special, specific sketchbook tour. There is artwork that you have not yet seen before and after it, but that's going to be shown in a separate sketchbook tour. This one is only about my mom. I've kind of included, normally I just cover up the previous page so you don't see all the bleed through. Normally I just cover it with a piece of paper, but today I am covering it with photos that I have of my mom. This is me and my mom, gosh, like 15 or 16 years ago. And this is the first drawing I did of her. I think it really captured her well right off the bat. She is all about tie-dye. You can see, if you can see this photo at all, she is wearing tie-dye here. She loves tie-dye and wears it almost every day. She's got crystals and stones and pendants and rings on every single finger, and she's just she's an eclectic type of person. She was definitely a hippie back in the day. She's just a very free spirit, very spiritual type person, and I don't know, I thought I kind of caught her hippie persona in this, and I caught the way this is how she really dresses, so I don't know, I think it's cute. And I got her blue eyes, which I was very happy with. Alright, this one is my mom just playing guitar. She plays folk music. Again, that's a photo of her actually doing that. This photo is old, man. This was taken back in the 1960s. So this is before I existed. But yeah, she plays folk music. She also plays flute and mandolin, banjo. Just she's very musical, a very musical person. She loves to sing. Yeah. Any chance she gets, she's making music. So I thought that was a really cool way of showing her. And again, she's got the tie-dye t-shirt on. Just a very colorful person. I love how colorful she is. Alright. This is my mom crocheting a blanket. This is something that she does pretty much all the time. Anytime, she's exactly like me. Both of us have this issue where we can't just sit and watch television. We have to be doing something with our hands. I make jewelry or draw or sew, work on, I knit. She doesn't knit, she crochets. There's difference. But yeah, she works on fun projects, and she's constantly making something creative. So I get that from her. Again, tie-dye shirt. She's always got fun socks on too. You'll see a different pair of socks in every drawing. Alright, oh, there's a picture of Mom playing the flute. I did this one to show her spiritual side. I've talked about before on my channel that my mom is pagan, and she's very in tune with the natural world, and the goddess and the god and all these things. So I wanted to really just show her in that way. She actually makes cloaks Like I was just saying, she's constantly making something. That's one of the projects that she does. She actually makes cloaks. She has like beautiful ones, and she sells them at fairs and festivals and stuff. So I wanted to show her wearing one of those, and she makes these type of robes and things too. She actually does have a belt like this with little pouches and things on it. Yeah, so this is very much her, and just showing her spiritual side, and celebrating, natural world and the energy that surrounds us and all that. So I really hope she likes this one. Okay. Oh, I included kind of a similar family photo to the one that I drew here. This is my dad, and you can see he really did part his hair that way. He does have big ears. He's got that mustache. That's what my dad looks like, for real. I'm no joke or exaggeration. That's my dad. That's my mom. Back in the day, she had blonde hair, but she does have red now. She's had red for a really long time. She keeps it short like this. There is my brother with his spiky hair. He had it spiked for a really long time. It's not in this one, but it's spiked. There's my brother Steven. You can see him with his blonde hair. And then there's me. You can see that I did have long straight hair and was into the dresses and stuff like that. So I thought, I mean, this is typically a picture of our family. So I really just wanted to show us as a family unit in one of the drawings. Oh, there's a picture of my mom and my brother. And this drawing is my mom just working on a project at a table. She is a writer. She's actually a published author. She's published several books, but she's also an artist. So she could be drawing here. She could be writing something. It's really just whatever, whatever she happens to be doing. But I saw her like this, oh my gosh, my entire life growing up. She was always at the table, always working on something, usually a sketch, or, but she did write a lot. I mean, like I said, she's published many stories. Some of the stories that I read as a kid were stories that she actually wrote and illustrated herself. She would get spiral bound notebooks and write out stories and draw little pictures, and that was our story. So, she was incredibly creative, and that's just how I grew up. If I ever did have children, I would do exactly the same thing. I would get probably sketchbooks like this rather than spiral bound, but I would draw pictures and write little stories, and they would be special books that were only for my children. And because that's what she did, and it's one of the most amazing memories, because I have stories and books and memories in my mind that my mom created that no other kid in the entire world has. So it's kind of special. Alright, that's me being a total goofball. And there's my mom, my brothers, and my dad again with that parted hair. Whew. Yeah, we grew up in the 70s and 80s, so obviously this is the 80s right here. This is one of my favorite, whoa, that color is brilliant on camera. I don't know if it's going to show up that way when I edit it, but it is fluorescent on the camera right now. This drawing is one of my favorite memories. My mom, she would read a story to me and my brothers at bedtime every single night, for years and years and years. Pretty much my entire childhood, my mom would read us stories, and very young, she started off reading us a chapter out of a large book every single night. And she started with The Hobbit, and she read the entire book of The Hobbit to us, and we loved it so much. And Mom was like, well, there's another book called Lord of the Rings, but it's a little bit scarier, it's a little bit more grown up. I don't know if you guys want to hear it. And we were all like, yes, please, more Hobbits. So Mom read Lord of the Rings to us. She had this collector's edition, a red leather bound copy, and so this is actually supposed to be Lord of the Rings. She's holding up the One Ring here, and my brother is fascinated by it. But yeah, this is my mom reading Lord of the Rings to us. She read one chapter every night, and anyone that's read Lord of the Rings knows these chapters are super long. So this was amazing, amazing bedtime story times. It was so good. And after she finished reading it, I felt like I was in a hurry to learn how to read myself, because after that, I read the book myself so many times. Like, I'm seriously the biggest Lord of the Rings fan. I love Lord of the Rings. So yeah. Yeah, and this is my mom basically introducing to me to my first serious fandom and introducing me to a love of literature. So yeah. All right, my mom is also a huge Trekkie. She was obsessed with Spock and the original series of Star Trek back in the 1960s, and she raised me on Star Trek. The very first, the Star Trek the Motion Picture, the first movie came out the year that I was born, and she took me to see it as a baby. And when the second movie came out, she took my brother and I to see it. And then when the third movie came out, she took me and my brother to see that one. And I have been to every single Star Trek movie that has ever been made. I went to the theater to see it with my mom. Every single Star Trek movie ever. Because it's just like a tradition. When Star Trek movies come out, I go with mom. It has to be done. So it's a tradition for us, and my mom is a huge fan, and because of that, I am a huge fan. I absolutely love Star Trek, and it's one of the things that I'm so grateful for, because like I said, she introduced me to Lord of the Rings. She introduced me to Star Trek. She gave me my first fandoms when I was just like 3 years old. I had fandoms. So yeah, I'm so grateful, because I was raised on an amazing show. I love Star Trek. So I wanted to show my mom as a Trekkie. This is also a very good representation of my mom, because my mom is a total goofball. I was showing these drawings to my best friend, Misty, who has been my friend since we were 12 and 13 years old. She, at one point, my mom and dad tried to adopt Misty. So Misty was almost my sister, because she was going through some issues and was in foster care for a while. So my mom is practically Misty's mom. She knows my mom really well. So I was showing Misty these drawings, and I got to this one, and Misty goes, "That's your mom right there." Of all of the drawings, this was the one she thought really summed my mom up, because my mom is a total goofball. She is the one that will jump in and photobomb your pictures, and she will be sticking her tongue out and being goofy and being so crazy. I think that's part of why seeing her in the hospital and almost losing her this past few weeks, seeing her so weak and so feeble, it's been soul crushing, because it's not her at all. This is my mom. This is my mom. She's like just so full of spirit and energy, and so fun and crazy. And yeah, this is who she is. She's not... I hate seeing her in the hospital in the shape that she's in now. This is my mom in the 60s and 70s. And this is a picture of her in the 70s holding me, because that's tiny, tiny me. But yeah, okay, so this drawing is showing my mom's patriotic side. She was in the military. She was in the Navy. She was a Navy wave in the 60s and 70s. And she's extremely passionate about, just America, and she raised me to have extremely strong respect for the military, for our country's history, and yeah, she takes this stuff extremely seriously. So I wanted to show her patriotic side, because it is a huge part of who she is. And this is the last drawing I did. I really wanted to show my mom with her sister. This is a picture of Karen, her sister. The two of them are super close. When my mom wasn't first went into the hospital, I called Karen and I let her know what was going on, and Karen was like, do you need me to come down? And I was like, let me check with my dad. I went back and Karen was like, I have tickets. So she came down and she helped so much with taking care of my mom. And I really wanted to show the two of them together because they are super, super close. They, I really do feel like my Aunt Karen would do anything for my mom. Like anything, to make her happier, to make her more comfortable. So I just wanted to show the two of them together because Karen was such a huge help during all of this with Mom. Sorry, I'm feeling a little bit emotional, but okay, so like I said, there are more drawings after this, but I just wanted to do a sketchbook tour where I just talked about these drawings because these drawings are a specific series that I did, just, I don't know, to acknowledge the fact that my mom almost died. She almost left us, and I've really been thinking so much about what makes her special and what makes her who she is, and I don't know, almost just putting together an illustrated list of reasons why she can't die, why she has to be here. So yeah, I don't know. It's my own way of dealing with just the fact that my mom has been so sick. I talked more about what is going on and why she's in the hospital and what put her there and all that. I talked about all that in a separate video. I'll put a link to that in the description box in case you're interested in finding out what the heck I'm talking about with all this. But yeah, I just really wanted to honor my mom, and so I drew her a whole lot. I love you, Mom. I do, I really do, and I appreciate everything that you've ever done for me. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. What is your favorite memory from your mom? And what is the scariest thing that's ever happened to you? Tell me about it in the comments down below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up so I know, and I will talk to all of you later. I think you can possibly see that I'm having some issues with my hands, so I am going to get going. I'll talk to you later. Bye.